Hi, today we are in Hanford, California, and I'm so excited to be back here because we've been here once before and it was so much fun. I had the best time and they had so much great stuff in there. It's called A&N Thrift and More, and let's go in and see if we can find more of the same. Last time I did buy some stuff. Look at this video. This is a tiny store, but it's crammed full of stuff. I'm so excited to go in. The last time I was here, there were so many vintage items. They had this very large brass dolphin, but it was priced at $25. Yikes. This mini oil lamp was cute. But do you see all the paint that's rubbed off where it should have been a solid color of blue or green? That's because it's flash painted. The mini oil lamp with the Native American theme was interesting. It didn't have its lampshade, which is round and it's frosted and it has like gold paint painted on, but it wasn't there. I was kind of bummed when I saw this brass door knocker. It already had someone's name engraved on it. Otherwise, I think I might have bought that. It was pretty nifty. Oh my goodness, I was so sad when I saw this poor McCoy bird bath planter. It was completely broken. The wing and the tail were completely broken off, and it was extremely crazed. So I had to leave it. The last time I was here, they had so many really cool vintage items, and I noticed that the prices have gone up by quite a bit, sadly. They had this Chinese art glass aquarium fish that was kind of cool. If it had been a beautiful Murano, I definitely would have bought it. This one was just not that Murano quality. Wow, this was the biggest Margaret Hudson earthenware figurine I've ever seen. She signed her art with the MLH on the back, and I think $40 was a good price for this. Margaret Hudson passed away in 2020, but Earth Art Studios has sculptors that are still producing her designs. The Irish Mickey was a vintage Enesco shaker, missing his pot of gold, which was its accompanying shaker, and the other cute Mickey is a vintage missing his jukebox shaker. This was an interesting thing. I really liked it the way it was sculpted, but then it occurred to me that it may have been used to smoke something. The tag on this parrot said Hill Lane Glass Parrot. I'd never heard of that company before, and I really liked the parrot, and it had like what looked like gold flecks on the beak, which is a good sign. I was just about to buy it when I saw that the feathers on its head were broken off, so it had to stay. That was so funny. There was a Boy Scout neckerchief for sale. I used to be a den mother when my kids were little. They had a lot of toys here, but I'm not very familiar with toys, so I'm leaving those there. This was a very pretty porcelain vase. I was surprised that all the petals on the flower were still intact. That's a miracle. It was made in Japan, but it doesn't sell for very much. They had several glass paperweights, but honestly, they weren't very pretty. My husband surprised me one day bringing home a beautiful Chinese paperweight that had butterflies and flowers throughout it. I love it. So yeah, if I don't see that they at least match up to that, I don't buy them. Please make sure to like and subscribe. There is no cost to you for subscribing, but it does help out my channel. This was a pretty glass bowl. If it had been Murano, they sure ruined it by putting all those locks in it. This was a very pretty bohemian green cut to clear glass ashtray, and sadly it was completely chipped. I thought this crackle glass 1970s vase was very cool, and you can tell that it was hand blown because of the pontil on the bottom. It was priced at $8, which is probably right at retail. I thought this bottle was kind of cool. I thought what probably came inside of it was castor oil or something once upon a time. But you know what came in it? Embalming fluid! Yikes! I put that back. I was told by the clerk at the store that the gentleman that owns the store is starting to concentrate more on vintage tools. These tortoise cast iron wall hooks are cute. They are not vintage and sell 3 for $18.50 online, and the store was asking $7 a piece. This was a very big brass teddy bear. It was selling for $20, so I left it. I thought it was cute though. I was so excited about this area because this is the area I was mostly looking forward to. They had this beautiful blue Fiesta ware pitcher. I was tempted, but they wanted $30 and I just wasn't prepared to pay that much for it. So I'll keep looking. And each of the little creamers was $10 a piece. They did have this cool Currier and Ives lamp. I'm always put off by the cheap looking metal details though. They had this beautiful Fostoria blush pink depression glass tidbit or sandwich tray, and I really liked it. If I can find one in the baby blue to go with my baby blue candle holders, I'm going to buy it. And that was a really cool copper coffee pot, but they wanted $50 for it. Too rich for my blood. I thought this jadeite measuring cup may have glowed, but I believe this was made by Fire King, and Fire King didn't contain uranium, so it does not glow. This was a very pretty Fenton silver crest ruffled bowl. It was selling for $15, but it doesn't sell for too much more than that online. They had this big Star Wars figure set. It was probably worth money, but it was an open box and very, very dusty. So this time around they didn't have a whole lot in there, but you never know. One day it could be great, the next not as great. So we're going to try King's Christian School thrift store, which is right next door. So let's go in and see if we can find something great. The couple of times I've been in this store, I noticed that their prices are a little steep. But if I'm in town, I will come in and see if I could find something awesome at a decent price. I thought this picture was very pretty, but it was Teleflora. How pretty is that, what appears to be a vanity tray? I keep thinking about it. If it's still there next time I go, I'm going to buy it for my mom. She loves those kinds of things, and I think this was originally meant for serving food in the 1930s. I keep thinking about this one too. It was vintage Monmouth or Western stoneware in perfect condition, and wasn't it expertly made? I'm doing the editing and cracked up laughing. My husband said, "Hey girl," while we were thrifting, and I remember being shocked because he never refers to me like that. So I questioned him and he pointed out the Ray Dunn mug. This is so funny. I was here several months ago and looked at this very same canister, and it's still here. This was a very scarce piece to find. It was a beautiful pink vintage Sevilla USA Pottery ringware cookie jar by Cameron Clay. It was Art Deco and it was made in the 1940s. And I don't know, it's very crazed on the bottom, but wasn't it stunning? If this geode had been a different color, I would have bought it, because I've sold several of these and I can't keep them in stock. Those Wedgwood pieces were very pretty. And this green glass decanter was vintage. It was made in Taiwan. Look at this. Look at this. Longaberger planter pot. I have several pieces in this sage green, and here's the problem. They wanted $12.50 for it. And let me tell you that it was really heavy. Especially for its size. It was so pretty, but $12.50. We always make it a point to check these beer steins because you know what? I found one made by McCoy. No joke. It's beautiful. I have it in one of my other videos. I knew this was a serving dish made by Margaret, but it was selling for more than it really retails for. Pretty lamp, but broken, very broken. I liked the floor lamp. It was selling for $44. Not sure I liked the white lampshade on top. It kind of feels like it doesn't belong with the rest of the lamp.
Or is it just me?
Hi everybody, so we're back home now, and let me tell you that sometimes it's a little difficult to find things that are quality items, quality vintage items, whether I buy it for my home or whether I buy it so that I can resell it. So I thought it would be fun to show you some of the items that I purchased at different stores and my little obsession with McCoy. I did find a McCoy like little fountain with the bird little planter thing. Unfortunately, it was broken and they still wanted $10 for it. So, and it was like really broken. So didn't pick that up. And I did want to show you different McCoy items that I do have in my own personal collection. Did I mention I have a little bit of an obsession with McCoy? I'm going to show you these guys, my ramekins, are the first McCoy items that I had. I inherited them from my dad, and this is what started the obsession. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love the drip glazing on them, and so if you can see this gorgeous glazing, this drip glaze is just phenomenal. I have no idea how they do it, how they did it actually, and I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So having said that, I then started looking for McCoy items, and I did find this at Salvation Army half off sale. And look at this, look at this. I just think it's so stunning. Mid-century modern, and you can see McCoy in the back there. And sadly, it did have a little bit of a nick there. I don't even know how they would have done that, but there's a little bit of a nick on the outside. Doesn't bother me a bit. I use it all the time, and I think it's gorgeous. The next thing I found were these. I found a little baggie at American Veterans, and it had these in there. It had these in there with like some used candles. I don't even understand that, but it did have these, and the second I spotted these, I was like all over that baggie. I think I got it for under $4, the whole baggie, 3 McCoy. And I thought, well, you know, I'll just hold on to this just in case I find another one. Couldn't believe it. In my last video, I found this at Salvation Army, and it was for $1.99. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it was still there, and that it was $1.99. So, and it was a pepper shaker to go with my salt. Can you believe it? That was so incredible. So now I have 2 sets of salt and pepper shakers in the pink and blue McCoy. After that, we were at MCC Thrift on Blackstone, and we were moving along looking at everything, and I spotted this, and I think I almost knocked my husband over because I had to jump on this. This was $6. $6 at MCC Thrift on Blackstone. I couldn't believe it. Oh my goodness. And it is McCoy. It shows on the bottom. $6. And it's perfectly intact. There's no damage to it. And it is a cookie jar. Then I happened to be at Salvation Army, a different Salvation Army, different town. And I looked at this and I thought, oh, that's strange. I never look at beer steins, but I could not believe that on the bottom, It's McCoy. McCoy. I couldn't believe it. And I got it for 99 cents. So, keeping that, look at how beautiful it is. It even has this detail here that I'm not quite sure what it's for, but hey, it is really cool. And then the last time, actually no, the next one was a video you have to see. It's one of my videos, and it is a huge, huge vintage haul that I had. And I made a friend. She's just the loveliest lady, 72 years old, and she was getting out of the business, so she was selling all her inventory. I think this was just a fraction of her inventory that I purchased, but I don't think I've sold, if anything, I think maybe 2 items of everything that I bought, just because I can't get rid of it. It's all so beautiful. So these were among the ones, and I had been wanting some stoneware vintage or antique bowls, and here I found them. I couldn't believe it. This is a vintage McCoy, and as a matter of fact, it's probably antique now. It is just stunning. I also got this at the same place, with the same lady. I absolutely love it. It's vintage or antique. I mean, look at this. And it has this pie trim around it, this drapery design on the bottom, and it's squared off. I mean, just the whole thing is so detailed, so beautiful. It is yellow ware and just stunning. But that wasn't it. I also got these, and I had been wanting a bowl, a pink and blue McCoy bowl. And look at this, look at this. I have all of them except for the 10-inch. The 10-inch was missing, but these are McCoy. And you can see these are just beautiful. There isn't any damage to them. I think this one, anyway, a little tiny bit of utensil wear. If anything, you can barely see it. But I am missing the 10-inch, and I am on the hunt. So if any of you have one, or you know where there is one, please let me know. Write it in the comments below. I would love to know, because I am on the hunt for that 10-inch. Otherwise, I'm in love. These are so great. Oh, and one other one that I got, a pouring bowl. And it says McCoy on the bottom. I couldn't believe it when I got all of these. I was just in shock. I was so happy. The first time we went to A&N thrift store in Hanford, California, I found this. Can you believe it? Is that gorgeous? It is a McCoy bean pot, I think. I don't know, it could be a cookie jar, and perhaps it had a lid. It might have had a lid. It didn't, this one didn't, but that's okay, because look at how gorgeous it is. I think I did pay $10 or $15, I can't remember, but it was so worth it. Look at how gorgeous this is. The last 2 items are incredible. I've never seen these. This is a soup tureen, and it had a ladle. It's ladle. And it's in perfect condition. I did get both of these off Marketplace, and I believe I paid $15 for one and $20 for the other. But look at this spectacular, okay, it looks like it's copper. Look on the inside. It looks like it's copper. The bottom looks like it's copper. It's McCoy. It looks like it's a teapot, but it's possibly a cookie jar, and it's all ceramic. This is glazed. It's glazed to look like it's copper. I've never seen this before, and I think $20 for it was a steal. I just love it so much. I love my vintage decor, and it's getting a little bit harder to find good quality vintage decor that is at a reasonable price. So I keep looking. Every once in a while you can find them. You just need to be looking. And look at what I found. My McCoy collection is growing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, where I'm gonna put it, but I'm elated with it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video you saw, click here.